Hello everybody, my name is Will Walbeoffe and welcome back to another video. In today's video we will be discovering how to make elderberry vinegar. Now if you're a keen forager, of course you will know about elderflower cordial, but elderberry vinegar is a far superior product. It's more versatile in cooking and in the kitchen, and it really is just the nectar of the gods. So very good. Now I am on, it's called the High Line here in Žižkov in Prague, and dotted along the whole path are these amazingly beautiful, vibrant elder trees. I think you might be able to see some behind me here. And the berries are just so gorgeous on them. They're abundant. So we should be able to get a pretty good haul. Just look at the absolute abundance. So there's a little knack to picking them. You just pinch the top and pull, and they just come off nice and easy. Now I usually just pick as much as I can, but obviously with this amount of elderberries, there's not much point picking as much as I can. Who's that? Oh, is it little Barney? Are you gonna help Daddy pick some elderberries? These are not yum yum, Barney. No.
Yum yum.
Nay yum yum. So that is the bag full of berries. I'm gonna go home and take the berries off the stalks, and then we can weigh them, and I'll know how much vinegar I need to buy from the shops. Okay, I am back in the apartment. Now, I do apologize, the place is an absolute mess, but I am moving apartment next week, so I guess that's my excuse. So how to make the vinegar? First of all, get yourself a scale and a nice big glass container. Measure the container, the weight of it before you start, because you'll need to subtract that once the berries are in there to know how many berries you've got. A little tip. And the way to get the berries off is to use a fork and really just pull it through the stalks, and that will just pop the berries off into the container. I've got 2 kilograms bang on there, and I use 500 mils for every 350 grams of berries. So that equates to 2.8 liters of vinegar. So it's gonna be a pretty big batch. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So I guess I best actually say what the next process is. So we soak these berries in vinegar for 5 days, stirring occasionally, and then we bring them up to a simmer. We add in quite a chunk of sugar, and then we let it cool, bottle it up, and that keeps for a good long time. It's a beautiful evening here in Prague. Barney, my boy, is down. I've had to change my top because he got tomato ketchup all over the previous one, but I assure you it is the same day, because you have to process the berries on the same day. They won't keep otherwise. Now, I normally process mine in white wine vinegar. However, I nipped to the shops and they didn't have any white wine vinegar, and you know, I'm not too fussed about these things. I like to experiment, so I have some apple cider vinegar, and I'm sure it will taste delicious. The whole process is super easy. All we do is we get our berries, we put them into a big saucepan, and we cover them with vinegar, and then put a lid on it and leave it for 5 days, stirring occasionally. Okay, so these berries have been soaking for the last 5 days, and oh, look at the color. That is just the most gorgeous red you've ever seen, and the smell. Oh, so beautiful. So we're gonna strain off the berries. We're gonna bring it to a simmer, add the sugar and simmer it for 8 to 10 minutes, and then bottle it up. Couldn't be easier. Okay, so we've now separated out the vinegar from the berries, and we can add this into the nice cleaned saucepan. Do put down a tea towel. The elderberry is a super staining berry. You can see from my my wooden spoon, I don't think it will ever quite be the same color again. know how much sugar to use for your vinegar. Well, I use for every litre of vinegar 300 grams of sugar. I use white castor sugar. Well, normally I use white castor sugar, but because I've got a little baby here and I'm moving apartments, I don't have everything that I should have, so I'm using a mix of brown sugar and castor sugar. I'm sure it'll be lovely. Some recipes do call for more sugar, but it becomes more of a glaze. Think of balsamic glaze instead of a balsamic vinegar. I prefer it just a bit more liquidy, more vinegary. You can add sugar to it in salad dressings if you want to. Afterwards, you can't take it out once you've added it in. So yeah, 300 grams of sugar per litre. Ooh, we're getting close, and the smell that is erupting is just something else. So I've got some of my pretty glass bottles standing by, but that will only take about 2 litres. And also, you've got to remember, when you add a kilogram of sugar, that's essentially a litre. So you're actually going to get 4 litres of vinegar. Well, I am anyway, from the amount of berries that I picked. So I'll just reuse the plastic bottles that the vinegar came in for any overspill, and I'll use these ones as little gifts for friends and family. Okay, so the final step, to get my vinegar into my bottles, I just use a measuring jug, dunk it in and pour it into the bottle. Okay, so I was filming last night and my SD card became depleted and I didn't have the energy to go upstairs, offload it and do all that kind of stuff. So here we are in the morning. The house is fully awake. I've got my wife and son over there making breakfast, and I have my elderberry vinegar here in front of me. It is complete in these lovely little 200ml glass jars. That's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. My name is Will Walbeoffe. If you have, then of course give it a like. Why not subscribe to the channel? Here we discover everything scent related. Although this time a little bit of foraging and a little bit of cooking. I will see you in the next one. All right, cheerio for now.